Diaspora of Baloch, Sindhis and Pashtuns in Canada organized a demonstration to express their solidarity with thousands of Baloch marchers in Pakistan against atrocities, enforced disappearances, extrajudicial killings, torture by Pakistan Army and other security agencies. Baloch Human Rights Council of Canada calls out joint protests in Toronto to condemn Islamabad's apathy policy of violence and repression against the Baloch, Sindhis and Pashtuns in the strongest terms. My colleague Ajay Jandal joins us on the broadcast to give us more on this. Ajay, over to you. What more details can you share with our viewers as far as these demonstrations are concerned?
Well, see, earlier what we have seen that how the protest was going on by the Baloch, Pashtun and people, those who basically live in Pakistan and Pakistan occupied Kashmir, and especially, Balochi people, when they were young leaders, they were disappearing. That was well known to everyone that how Pakistani forces, they were abducting them and killing them. So that is what exactly happening, and that's why the protests were going on over there. But now they have started protesting in the Canada as well. Diaspora of Baloch, Pashtun and other Sindh, they basically are protesting in Canada, and they are raising their issue and concern that how people have been targeted, especially their young leaders have been targeted. Whosoever basically raised their voice, they are under attack of Pakistani forces. That is why they are raising their voice on the international fora, so that they can be heard by international community and they can be saved and spared, saved and secured by the international community as well. So that's why they are protesting, and protest is going on. Even we came to know that there are some protests going on over there in POK as well, where they are raising their voice that they have been targeted, they have been lacking the basic facility as well. So that is what exactly Pakistan government is doing with the people of Pakistan occupied Kashmir, people of Baloch, Sindh and Pashtun area.
Right, absolutely, Ajay. With that, I'd like to thank you for joining us on the broadcast. Meanwhile, joining us is Mr. Sanjeev Srivastava, International Affairs expert. Good afternoon, sir, and thank you so much for joining in on NewsX. Now, what do you make of these demonstrations that are taking place in Canada?
Well, I think these demonstrations are clearly telling the realities, the harsh realities of the minorities in Pakistan. And whether it is Baloch or Sindhis or Hazaras or Pashtuns or Kashmiris, Pakistani establishment treats them all like a secondary citizen, and they go through all sorts of torture, intimidation, and forced disappearances, murders, rapes, etc., etc. So I think all sorts of atrocities are done by the establishment of Pakistan, which is largely mostly a Punjabi Sunni-dominated establishment, and they treat their minorities. They give a secondary treatment like a secondary citizen. So against this kind of atrocities, demonstrations are taking place in Canada, and the people are raising their voices from abroad. And within, if you look at the plight of these minorities, it is pathetic. And if you look at the religious minorities, they are the worst, like Hindus, Sikhs, and Christians. So whether it is ethnic minorities or religious minorities, they get very, secondary treatment, and all atrocities are done against them whenever they raise their voice. So that is the harsh reality of Pakistan, and that is why people are raising their voice. And I think Pakistan, if they continue, doing this kind of atrocities on the ethnic and religious minorities, then they are, I think, heading for disintegration. And there could be many, parts of Pakistan once it disintegrates, and because the people of Pakistan, the establishment of Pakistan is giving the people of Pakistan a very, atrocious also treatment. So I think it's this kind of the wrong policies which the Pakistani rulers have adopted will certainly lead Pakistan to disintegration, and Pakistan may be divided if they continue with this kind of approach into several parts.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.